Good evening, family. This is the Energized Coach coming to you with another video. One of the things I wanted to talk about is something that I shared in my last video in regards to issues that you get or issues that you'll have regarding sleep. Sleep is something that's very important. Our bodies need it. I've even shared issues regarding sun gazing with a reduction of melatonin and serotonin that is done as a result. It also curbs your appetite. It helps you do a lot of things. We have historically been told not to stare into the sun because you go blind, but actually staring into the sun will actually improve your eyesight as well, while giving you melatonin and serotonin, which is the feel-good hormone. Now, melatonin, if you're not familiar, is the hormone that the body naturally secretes. They even sell it artificially so that you can use it to fall asleep if you have trouble going to sleep. And so what I want to do is share an article that I found from Forbes that was written by Alice G. Walton. And she's titled it, New Studies Show What Sleep Loss Does to the Brain and Cognition. What sleep loss does to the brain and cognition. So I wanted to share some of the things that she shared. Now, in this article, it's not going to be very long. We'll just kind of read it to you and maybe talk to you about it as we're talking about it. And I'll share a link to this particular article so that you, if you want, you can read it yourself, or even share it, because maybe you know someone, if it's not yourself, who is suffering from sleep loss as a result of worry, or something may have happened that day, something that is happening, something's going on that's caused you to feel that way. But if you're losing sleep, whatever it is you need to do, it's going to be hard to address it if your brain is not prepared to be able to handle it and do things rationally. And if someone is talking to you about solutions, to be able to understand and have the ability to clearly make good choices on how to handle it. So the article goes as such as says, sleep loss is no longer considered an emblem of productivity or success. Research has shown over and over that it's one of the worst things that we can do for ourselves. The body may not need sleep as much, but the brain sure does. A huge amount of housekeeping is done while we're sleeping, and losing sleep, especially chronically, prevents this essential work. 2 new studies illustrate what sleep loss does to our thinking skills the next day and the brain's ability to clear out potentially dangerous gunk. So again, like I've shared before, when you're sleeping, there's so much recovery that your body is going through as a result of the sleep, that this article is really pinpointing and talk about what it is that does exactly to your brain while you sleep. Now, we'll go through what the first study says. Not very long. Just stay with me. The first study from Michigan State University had 77 people stay awake all night in the lab, and 63 go home and sleep normally. All of the participants were rested before the study began and then separated into their respective groups for 1 night of sleep deprivation or normal rest. The researchers gave them tests of attention, the psychomotor vigilance task, and cognition, the unravel method, which involves having to keep track of several series of steps in the face of a period of interruptions in the evening and again the following morning. The sleep deprived participants did conspicuously worse on the test than the rested ones. The evening before, there was about a 15% error rate after interruptions on the unravel test, which the next morning rose to 30%. In contrast, the rest group performed about the same in the evening before the morning after. The sleep deprived also had significantly more lapses in attention in morning after compared to the rested group. So they're showing a 15% differentiation between the time that they took the test when they were rested versus the time when they took the test when they were not rested. So there a showing what it is that happened. Our research showed the sleep deprived doubles the odds of making place-keeping errors and triple the number of lapses in attention, which is startling. said study author Kimberly Finn in a statement. Sleep-deprived individuals need to exercise caution in absolutely everything that they do and simply can't trust that they won't make costly errors. Oftentimes, like when behind the wheel of a car, these errors can have tragic consequences. Not every task we do may suffer the sleep deprivation, but many do, and across many areas, sleep deprivation causes widespread deficits across all facets of life, Finn said. While the studies show how sleep deprivation can lead to cognitive effects almost immediately, the next looks at how sleep deprivation can put a person at risk for more serious problems like cognition decline and dementia over the longer term. So here the study is showing all of these things that can happen as a point of not getting sleep versus getting sleep, and how it's important, and how many of us like to toe the line when it comes down to, okay, if I just continue to do this, I'll be fine, and then when I get up tomorrow and I have to do it. For example, you're giving a presentation, life gets in the way, you fall behind. Now you're cramming to do all these things, and then you look at the clock and it's starting to get late. You go to bed, but you got to do this first thing in the morning. You get up in the morning and you go, and now you probably woke up late, you're tired, you're yawning, you're getting everything done, you're rushing out, you go through this and you're going to try to do this presentation, and all of a sudden your eyes aren't working properly because words are coming together because you're so tired, or they're blurred, or whatever the case may be. And although it's a great presentation, but because you didn't get the rest that you needed, you did not do that well. So it is really crucial that whatever it is that you're attempting to do, especially if it's something that you have on the line that is extremely important, one of the things you need to make sure you do is get some sleep. Here is the second study that I'm going to talk about, and this one comes from Boston University. It says in the second study from Boston University, researchers are able to observe the behavior of cerebrospinal fluid, CSF, in the brain as people slept. The team wanted to figure out whether brainwave activity correlated with blood flow and CSF flow. So they had people wear EEG caps to measure brainwaves and fall asleep inside an MRI machine to observe the movement of the two fluids. What they found was really neat. As the brain cells quieted down and brain waves slowed during sleep, blood moved out of the brain. As it did, CSF entered and pulsed in waves. So the blood that normally flows to your brain while you sleep, that moved out, and the CSF in your spine moved into your brain. Amazing, right? We do see that the neural change always seems to happen first, and then it's followed by a flow of blood out of the head, and then a way of CSF into the head, said Lewis. It's such a dramatic effect. Previous work has shown that the brainwave changed during sleep, of course, and other works has shown that CSF flow into flush out debris, including proteins known to accumulate in Alzheimer's disease, but no one had observed the connectivity of the two phenomena till now. Other observational studies have shown the lack of sleep is correlated with risk of neural disease, including Alzheimer's. So there is a connection through not getting the sleep that you need to that of Alzheimer's. Think about that. The new study tied together nicely several lines of early work, and again, while they each look at different aspects and timescales of sleep deprivation, they're good reminders that losing sleep can have serious effects in the short term and long terms. So there you have it. These are the impacts and the things that happen to your brain when you get deprived of sleep. I'm looking for here, this article was written just recently on November 29th, 2019. So all of these things are recent, and these are things that we should be mindful and paying attention to. So if for whatever reason you are not getting the sleep that you need, one of the things I shared in the previous video when I talked about my Fitbit is it measures my sleep in the various forms, in the form of REM, which is rapid eye movement, light, where there's benefits that you get in light sleep, and deep sleep. And then most time you spend in that deep sleep, when you wake up, that's when you feel extremely rested. But you have to get through these cycles in order for whatever it is that needs to happen to you happens. And that's what I appreciate about the readout that I get when I look at my phone on how much time I spent in these various parts of sleep. Other factors that help you get to sleep is, abstaining from food before you go to bed. If you're eating late, now your body's spending time digesting food, and that recovery process is being interfered with. You're gonna lose sleep, you're gonna have this issue. Drinking too much water right before going to bed. You know what that does. You're up all night long, rushing to the bathroom because you drank so much water. How about even drinking coffee before going to bed? Now your body is secreting cortisol, you're in that parasympathetic, and then doing what it is that's going to cause you to, again, lose your sleep that you need to be able to function and have what you need. And then the other part is, I know how some folks are. They like to have the cell phones and all your electronics close to your body, either in the bed with you, under your pillow, or right there next to your nightstand. Turn it off, especially if you're not using it. When I turn on the music that I listen to, one of the things I make sure that where I put my speaker is Bluetooth, and I put the phone right on the speaker so it doesn't have to travel, have too much EMF inside my bedroom. And that music causes me to, again, as I hear it, it's hard for me to think about anything else. My body's already about to shut down because of the time of night, and so I go to sleep immediately. And then when it's time for me to wake up, I have an alarm on, or whatever the case may be, I wake up again. And then one of the things I do is I check how much sleep did I get. So if for whatever reason, your sleep cycle has been changed, you've been off for the break, tonight you're about to go into work or go to school tomorrow, you need to get yourself back into the rhythm, and as much as possible, do whatever you need to. Again, I encourage you, put on the sleep music that help you fall asleep and help you get the sleep you need. So when you wake up in the morning, you're gonna be the best person that you need to be able to fulfill whatever purposes that you have and not have it be interfered with because you did not get enough sleep. Sleep is so critical. It also adds to your longevity. There's so many things that I can go into with what it is that sleep does, but if you're looking to have the energy that you need, one of the things that you need to do is get enough sleep. So that's it. This Energized Coach coming to you with a tip to be able to help you get the energy that you need so that you can fulfill the purpose that you have in life and be the best you that you can be. I love you. I appreciate you. Hopefully you will take whatever it is that I'm giving you, and instead of just listening to it, use it. Peace.